Look at the national statistics. It shows you just how big of a problem this is. 2 years ago, the CDC issued a report on female murder victims. The numbers were shocking. It showed more than half, 55%, died as a result of domestic abuse, primarily from their male partners. Black and Native American women were killed at a rate that was 2.5 times that of white or Asian women. We spoke to a domestic violence survivor from Fairburn who started a counseling service to help other survivors.
The men who are doing the killing and the abusing pretty much get a slap on the wrist. Even if they do kill the woman, they may only get 8 to 15.
Grant was shot 4 times by her husband in front of their children before he turned the gun on himself. She said he'd never been physically violent before, but was emotionally abusive. Here are some warning signs. If your partner tries to isolate you or tell you who you can and can't see. Grant says abuse can often start as a control issue and then escalate to violence.
Our other top story, we're learning more tonight about an important voice for domestic violence victims that has been silenced.
Yeah, Kelly Mays was a well-known survivor of domestic violence who found her voice helping others suffering through abusive relationships at home. The man accused of killing her is Jimmy Lee Brown. Now, he's a rap artist known as Supa MC, who appeared in the movie 8 Mile. Our Sean Lay spoke with Kelly's family and colleagues tonight who are coping with her loss.
We're here at the Westland Police Department. Sometime Sunday evening, the local rapper named Supa MC, his name is Jimmy Lee Brown, turned himself in here. The charges are that he stabbed his wife to death inside her apartment. Her name, Kelly Mays, a well-known domestic violence advocate. She shared that apartment with her daughter, who walked in and found her. Awful loss, but tell me, you walk in the door, and how did this unfold?
I saw her light on. I went to her body on the floor.
What did you do?
I went inside the room. I saw the towel that was on her hand, and the blankets were wrapped up around her.
Celeste Mays finding the body of her mother, domestic violence survivor and advocate Kelly Mays, in her Westland apartment Sunday night. She had been stabbed multiple times. Celeste called 911. What was the second call?
Second call was to James.
And what happened?
Never answered.
James is Kelly's husband, Jimmy Lee Brown, known as rapper Supa MC, a father figure to her.
She's an advocate that is going to be missed by multiple advocacy agencies in the state.
Christine Canal is the CEO of Haven, a complete program to help victims of domestic violence become strong survivors. Kelly Mays was a speaker with Haven, sharing her survival story. Her voice was so very strong.
What we want to do to promise, to Kelly's memory is to continue the mission and continue to help awareness for domestic violence and people to continue to know that there's help.
I gotta look after my sister now, who's 14, with my grandma. So it's been like hard.
Did you see it coming? Did they have that kind of explosive relationship or anything?
Not that, no.
For anyone in a domestic violence situation right now, we're going to put all the information from Haven on our website. Click on Detroit.com. You can find it right there. In the meantime, no services scheduled as of yet for Kelly Mays. Brown being held right now without bond. In Westland, Sean Lay, Local 4.
Now for a poetry reading titled Soar, please welcome to the stage Miss Kelly Mays.
Morning. I love that energy. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. By all means, keep moving. Dr. Martin Luther King. On those days when you find it hard to keep moving, remember to keep moving. Remember to be king, be family, be freedom marchers, be inspiration. Be your mother's pain turned poem, be your mother's poems turned pain, be home, be hope. There is home for you and hope. Be peacekeeper, be change, be wise with what you change. Be storm clouds gathering, adding color to sky. Be sky beautiful with dreams. Be dreams that live and live in faces of daughters and sons, and dream, keep dreaming. Be kinder than most and pray. Be prayer and pray and always pray, but remember to keep moving, keep moving. Be God-centered, be justice seeking. Be open-minded, but be accountable. Be proud with back straight, but know when to take a knee. Be safe, be safe, be safe. Above all, be safe and keep moving forward. Be phoenix, born from ashes and flames. Be magic and mystery. Be atmosphere and particles, brilliant, moving through space and time. Be calm and steady, like shadows at noon. Be sun, be shelter, be shade, but don't throw shade. Be the reason that brown girls like me love everything about brown girls like me. Be student, be teacher, be answer to the right questions, but be sure to answer the questions right. Be patient, be patient, be patient. But above all, keep moving, keep moving. Thank you.
Trigger warning. This poem was meant to be funny. I tried to think funny. Be funny. Channel my inner comedian, write funny across a page, funny. Like that time I broke my arm running from a squirrel, true story. Funny, I thought it was chasing me. Funny, it really wasn't funny. I still believe the squirrel apocalypse is a thing. Funny. Like that time a boy called me fat. When I told him I thought he was cute. I kept the joke going, kept his homeboys laughing, kept my waistline expanding inside the punchline, hoping they wouldn't notice. It really wasn't funny. At that time, I lost my wallet. I found myself at the grocery store, carts full of baby formula. Funny, nice lady paid. Funny, I really didn't lose my wallet. Funny, I didn't have enough money to fill my car and my child's belly. Funny how life is. Keep writing, you will get to funny. Keep laughing. Laughter is the only thing that will make this poem funny. Like that time I wrote my first haiku along the wall of my college dorm. Funny, it was actually a suicide note. Funny, no one noticed. They say the ones that laugh the most, laugh the least. Robin Williams, Anthony Bourdain, my cousin, me. They say laughter is the best medicine. If I keep writing, maybe I'll be cured. If I keep laughing, maybe I'll be cured after all. What do you say to God? Halfway to a poem, to a prayer, to a suicide note, to a punchline. Funny? A brown girl auditions for the part of Dorothy in her high school's adaptation of The Wizard of Oz. The director tells her she's not quite the right fit and offers her the part of the flying monkey. Open letter to the director of my daughter's high school play. Or, if a brown girl cries and no one is around to hear it, does it break her mother's heart? I know it may seem hard to believe that brown girls are messengers from God, because you were taught that all angels are white and fly high above, but some angels live in hood heavens, where concrete be yellow brick road. Emerald City be Big Mama's kitchen, where hair care and home-cooked meals happen every day, but ain't that what magic is? Scarecrow be street poet, rocking hip-hop beats and mixtape revolutions every time his feet hit the block. Tin Man be that street mechanic that never finished high school, but can rebuild your engine and your computer all from the trunk of his car. Cowardly Lion be that uncle that no one ever talks to, but everyone calls when shit pop off. But ain't that what magic is? Who better to play Dorothy than a brown girl? But you prefer brown girl. Be silent like flying monkey. Be subservient like flying monkey. Be accessory like flying monkey. But brown girl, be more. Be resilient
Be resourceful when they rock natural hair. Be resourceful when they rock a fucking weave. You see, brown girl get shit done, even when brown girl be told, no, brown girl makes brown skin wearable, not weapon. A wildflower amongst weeds, and ain't that the shit that hashtags are made of? Ain't that magic? If a brown girl cries, and no one is around to hear it, it still breaks her mother's heart. But ain't that the shit that fairy tales are made of? Ain't that magic?
On that theme about domestic violence, now we're joined by Brittany Green, Chief of Domestic Violence Special Victims Unit at Caddo District Attorney's Office. Brittany, thank you very much for joining us. Tell us, this shooting stemming from domestic violence, how can victims of domestic violence seek help before events like this that culminated to today?
Thankfully, we have a number of resources in the city to help victims be able to go in a direction that can take them away from the violence. First of all, one agency that comes to mind is Project Celebration Incorporated. Project Celebration operates the emergency shelters in this area and also assists victims with meeting their basic needs such as food, clothing, and transportation. The other organization is the Northwest Louisiana Family Justice Center. Both Project Celebration and the Family Justice Center can assist victims in obtaining protective orders as well as accompanying them to court hearings regarding protective orders or if there are criminal charges that are filed, and also, again, meeting those basic needs of food, shelter, and clothing.
Understood. And if someone may be too scared to reach out, any tips on the best course of action to get this process started for that help they need?
The first thing that we have to do as a community is we have to engage in collective action, and that's going to require all of us. The very tragic part about domestic violence is that it isolates victims, and it can be very dangerous for bystanders and those who want to support victims. But we have to demand the resources, we have to ensure that those are in place, and we have to let people going through this know that they can speak to us as their neighbors, as their church members, as their co-workers. And if we present collective action, then we can turn the tide of domestic violence, but it's going to take all of us.
Understood. Thank you so very much for those words. You can find links to those organizations at our website, KTBS Plus. And of course, if you know someone dealing with domestic violence, help is available. You can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 800-799-SAFE. That's 800-799-7233. Advocates are available 24/7. And we'll be right back with a full look at your forecast with meteorologist Joe Haynes.
2023, more than 20,000 women were victims of domestic violence in Chicago. And listen to this, 65% of them were black, like Wright. Between February 2020 and March 2021, Wright practically had police on speed dial.
50? 50. At least 50.
But when it came time to press charges.
So I went to court the first time, and that's when I dropped it.
You dropped it?
Mm-hmm.
Refusing to press charges happens all too often among domestic violence victims. 25% of all women drop them, and some, like Wright, take the abuser back.
Very strategic, very manipulative. His I'm sorries would be huge I'm sorries. It would be, let's go to the Virgin Islands, I'm sorry. And I would get suckered back in.
A lot of women just live with it.
The question is why? Gabrielle Molden-Carwell is a trauma therapist with Resilience, a nonprofit that supports abused women and children.
A lot of people don't know, like, where to go or who to call or, like, the hotlines.
And sometimes when they do call, Molden-Carwell admits financially strapped programs may offer limited support, forcing some to stay in abusive homes.
And my family is just as poor as I am, and they can't uplift me and now 2 children. I'm stuck.
Then there's the race factor.
Those who do report, the police still have the best responses to. I've seen people say, well, they laughed at me, or they didn't believe me. And so if society don't believe that I'm being abused, what's wrong with me? Is it me? Or is it the precedent that's being set because of the way I look, the melanin in my skin?
I am a survivor.
Wright was fortunate. She could afford to move out of her apartment and leave her abuser. In 2021, she sought this order of protection, writing,
I have been dealing with abuse and stalking for the past year.
Describing in detail why she desperately needed it.
And I kept trying to fix the situation on my own. My abuser is stalking me at my home. He's waiting to catch me alone to physically assault me.
The 2-year order was granted.
And the message to other women?
Be resilient and be strong and don't give up.
Resilience offers free mental health counseling for abuse survivors. You'll find how to reach that organization and other resources on our website, cbschicago.com.